He was not doing that. I thought he handled it well. I was praying he just didn't get up there like I'm not going to comment on this. What stays between me and the coach stays between me and the coach. Next question. He didn't do that. And credit to the Patriots media for
going at him. Right?
Oh
there.
yeah, big time.
Kern said, "What's in the bag? Do you regret it? Were you embarrassed like that?" Good question. Celtics beat people would never ask that. Felger's right on that. Like the people who cover the Patriots ask good questions.
Tell us about the video, and I think a lot of people are curious
Dan Roach!
how it came about.
Roach!
Is everything okay with Coach Vrabel?
Obviously, I want to be as candid with you guys as possible. I kind of like have a thing where talk about my personal life with people I don't know personally. I'm pretty sure everybody here, men and women, are great people, but you know what I'm saying, I kind of keep my personal life personal. I had a conversation with Drapes, obviously. I'm going to echo everything that he said. He told me, hoping everybody making good decisions, you know what I'm saying? And I had a conversation with people in the building as well, so, everything else is everything else. The particulars is all internal.
Yeah, he's like, basically he was saying, I'm too smart to fall for this.
Not going there.
Yeah, you keep asking me the question, I'm not going to answer it. And it really doesn't benefit him to answer the question. Because the league has nothing on him right now.
Right.
The league has nothing on him. The Patriots haven't suspended him. His contract, as far as we know, isn't in question. You say something, you start going down that road, somebody can put, circumstantial evidence counts too. Okay, well, he said it's not what we think, but it's this. And then you start piecing the story together, and now you got a problem. The story doesn't die.
Right.
So this is the way he did it. The way he handled it. It kind of squashes it for now.
I think it's on the verge of dying. I do because, like you said, and you've always stated, like he's guilty of nothing right now. Like you've got nothing on him. It's a bad look, undoubtedly. I mean, it's embarrassing. And I thought how quickly he got up here, depending on how much of a physical that he took. He's not out there running around in a red shirt. He looks better than any receiver that they have. I know he's not practicing in team drills. He was asked about the bonus money. Did you pass the physical?
Gotta check the account.
He's kind of answering.
Check that account.
But you got to read between the tea leaves here. Like funny. He's answering without answering it. Like kind of told you that. And how about I talked to Vrabes, talked to other people in the building. That's ownership.
So now we gotta wonder though. Zoe, we got to go back over his whole history when he says I have this thing because he had it planned. I have this thing where I don't talk to people I don't know about my personal life. Okay. Has that always been the case throughout his career? Let's just look at all the articles written on Stefon Diggs. Does he tell you about his does he have a pet snake? Does he have dogs?
I have one.
Does he have any? Like, is there anything he talks about?
Unbelievable.
Oh, man. How do you do it? How are you able to do a show with this?
One eye.
How do you do it?
He's always willing to talk about his personal life. In case you didn't pick up on that.
All right, so do you have something on his past?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm sure he does talk about his personal. It's a cute line, but it's not necessarily true. What he's saying is, I don't want to talk about this, but I'm sure he talks about his personal life when it works in his favor. In this case, there's nothing to gain from it, so he comes up with, hey, I don't do this. This is my policy. No, it's probably not your policy. It's your policy right now because you just want this thing to exit stage left.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's going to, like you said, Zoe, at least based on this.
Yeah, I mean, like he's been at the workouts. He looks great.
You said he looks like their best receiver. He is their best receiver. Even if he's going to be on the PUP list, he's their best receiver by far.
So I mean, I think he did a good job yesterday. I don't think it was fantastic, but I think he did a good job. You still had to address it. You still had to stand there and take it. You weren't defined. You weren't Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch is like, I'm just standing here because I'm not going to get fined.
Not going to get fined.
But he's fortunate that he's not Javon Baker. He's not Jalen Polk, because if it had happened to those guys, they probably would have been cut.
Yeah.
It's still the same story.
I agree.
Not guilty of anything, but it's just like I think Vrabel comes in and looks at this overall this receiver group, looks at this wide receiver room and says, hey, I have no loyalty to any of you guys. Maybe two of you. Kyle Williams, because we drafted you.
Yep.
And Steph Diggs, because we gave you the money.
And you're good,
But
by the way, which is also.
And I actually want to win, and I have no chance. If you take Steph Diggs out of, that's why I was always like confused by this talk that he may not make the team. There's a chance he's not here, and I understand they talked about it, Zoe. But the bottom line is, you've got no chance.
It hurts them to cut
You got no chance. You take Steph Diggs out of this room, and you don't have an anchor. You don't have a foundation.
I know, and it's a delicate situation for Mike because he wants that voice. He wants established culture, and everybody in the room's watching. When this player did this, what did coach do? He preaches this, that, and the other, and you're going to be held accountable, or you're not going to be here. Blah blah blah. And then they tolerate it.
Okay, but how?
But see, Bert's been big on this. It's just going to depend on what he did or didn't tell Mike. Like, did you lie to him?
Right.
Don't lie to him. Like, and I think they're good because they spoke all the time, and I'm sure when they signed him, Vrabel laid some stuff out for him. Like, don't bleep me on this. Don't make an example of this. If you're going to do something, tell me you're going to do it, or tell me what you did.
Right. Just follow up.
Don't lie to him. So I think he was probably open, and probably talked about everything, and we're good, dude. Just don't do it again.
All right. Well, when you talk about accountability and how other people in the room see it, like Steph Diggs is their oldest wide receiver, right? I'm sure Hunter Henry is older, about the same age.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about actually wide receivers. He's the oldest guy.
Yeah, he's 10 years.
So think about this. So if you look at it, just take the position of a guy who's 23, 24 years old. Steph Diggs, dating Cardi B, on a boat with a lot of attractive women calling him daddy.
Big Daddy.
Okay, Big Daddy. All right.
Get it right.
All right. And we don't know what it was, but here's this guy. He's got enough cred. He's got enough juice where a pop star, an international pop star is interested. Are they upset? And he makes more money than all of them do. He has played at a high level in the league. He has been a part of some iconic moments, the Minnesota Miracle. They're not mad. So I don't even think you have to worry about the accountability right. Part of it. Those guys in that room are like, you the man.
That's what he said.
Right?
He said, McCone said it day one.
Well, that's
he
what you
finally
said.
got one of those.
Yes.
He got one of those, but just how it plays in the room. I think it plays probably better in the room than it does in the media.
Of course it does.
And
Always does.
I
Always
also think a
does.
part of that, too, is the fact that he is more skilled than all those guys as well. So you said it, even in these drills, him coming off of the ACL looks a lot more fluid than some of these other receivers already.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's not embarrassing, but it goes to show you how much you lack talent at the position.
If you're going to get anything, and I'm skeptical, Zoe, if you're going to get anything out of Baker or anything out of Polk, this is the time. They got to be around him. And 'cause sometimes if you're really clueless, you don't even know what you don't know. You don't even know that you should be hanging out with Steph Diggs. Maybe you should be calling him Big Daddy too. And just
Uncle.
And just mirroring everything that he's doing.
Yeah.
So you can kind of pick up some of his techniques.
Yeah.
Because that's it. This is it.
This has always been my point. You're down there. You're down in Florida. I get your training. I guess you're seeing your doctor. They need you in the room here. I know you're not going to be in the huddle, snap number one, but they need your leadership. They need your guidance. They need you to impact the room. Kendrick Bourne can only do so much.
Right. And Kendrick Bourne can't do it like Steph Diggs. Steph Diggs can look at you and say, look, you're not even selling the route the right way. This is what I do. This is how I set up corners. This is how I establish leverage. This is how I get guys slipping or cross them up. I'll do this. Just like little tips. He's a pro. As he said, he's been doing it for 10 years. And he's been doing it for 10 years at an extremely high level. I can't say he's been a number one all 10, but he's been a one or a two. When he was in Minnesota, when he and Thielen,
yeah.
He was the guy. He was the man. Hey, so I'm going to tell you, I feel like people are falling. I don't know if you're falling for this too. I think people are falling for a Patriots trap here. And the trap is because they're improved, because they've actually made, you know what they did this offseason? They made good decisions. So for the first time in 5 or 6 years, every decision the Patriots made was a good decision. Because of that, and it's so refreshing and it's so uncommon based on what you've seen from the Patriots that people think, oh, wow, they might win 11 games.
Yeah.
What people are responding to is just good decisions. You hired a coach. Other people want it. Good decision. You drafted, you felt like you needed a left tackle, and you think Will Campbell's the left tackle, so you drafted him in the top 5. Good
And what'd you
decision.
do? You just give him the position.
Good
Give him from
decision.
day one. We're not experimenting at guard. We're not
Yeah,
rotating
good
him. No,
decision.
you're the left tackle. Take every snap at left tackle. Figure it out.
Henderson in the second round. You had some offers for him, but if you had taken those offers, he was going to the Bears. He was going somewhere else. You did the stick and pick thing. Good decision. Signed good free agents. But that doesn't mean you're 12-5. It just means that you made good decisions after a lot of bad draft picks and bad free agent signings and bad coaching assignments.
It's been 4 months. It's been 4 months since they got there. I know this, that I think people feel good about it down there because there's real football people in the building, like people that know what they're doing, both sides of the ball. You got 3 former head coaches. You got good assistants. You have Vrabel has a good right-hand man in Stretch.
And Cowden.
You bring Ryan Cowden in to blend him with Elliott and Matt and company. And
that's why I go,
Cam Williams, great. I'm happy for him. He moved on to Denver. So they've hired some additional people. I know this down there that they feel it, though. Like they feel like, ooh, they're not stupid. They know the schedule benefits them.
okay.
You know? And they're hearing the 10, 11, 12. They're like, hey, it's a 4-win team that had maybe 30 guys that deserved to be on an NFL roster a year ago. This isn't going to be easy.
That's why.
That's the pressure that they feel, though, you know, because I think they obviously want to win, but they know how hard it is to win. You've covered the league a long time.
Yeah.
You sat in those meetings, man, when you had good coaches, and you know what those meetings are like. And you could probably guess what they were like a year ago. What do we do here? I don't know. What do you think we should do?
Well, listen, this is where I'm probably the last one standing on this, and until I see it, I need this to be proven before I believe it. You just said
I'm not going double digits.
You said, well, I'm not talking about the wins. You said something about blending Cowden, Vrabel with Elliott. I don't think it's much of a blend. It's like back to the girlfriend thing. When your girlfriend moves into your place, this happened to me. My girlfriend, who's now my wife. Okay, but back in the day, when she looked at all my furniture and was like, "Oh yeah, you can keep that chair. Everything else has got to go. Everything else."
What about your workout membership?
Gone. Gone. Took over the finances. No, you're not working out there anymore where they iron your shirts and give you oranges after you do a set. Okay, that's not happening. We're taking it down. We're taking it down by a couple $100. So the whole blend with Elliott and Vrabel, it's not much of a blend as it is, hey, Elliott, this is what we're going to do. Because we said earlier, Jalen Polk, second-round pick, he's going to struggle to make the team. Whose pick was that? Is that Mayo's pick or Elliott's pick?
Elliott's.
Fourth-round pick, Javon Baker.
Elliott's.
That's Elliott's pick.
Yep.
Free agents that they brought in, people that they signed. All right, see you later. So I don't really think this is much of a blend. This is part of the transition too. We're taking over. This is a takeover, and it's going to take a little bit. And I just hope. I always hear Robert Kraft say, "I hope we don't struggle." He said that last year with Mayo. I was like, "Dude, you're going to struggle." They did. He says this year, "Hey, I hope we make the playoffs." Don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in the playoffs. Get caught up in having a functional organization where people make decisions and there's a method to the madness and you're going in the right direction. I think that's the positive thing about the Patriots. They're going in the right direction. I think they'll struggle to win more games than they lose, but that doesn't mean that the season is lost.